Right back. Right back. Who got questions? Let's do it. Y'all got no questions? Good to see you on here. Question never there when it's time. You're not the first person that said that. A lot of people have said that. I never seen it typed out like that. Physical, astral, and casual. Never seen it typed out like that. Peace and blessings. You see, I travel a lot. What message or news you got for us? What are y'all questions? The Dajjal exists under the form of today's system of consummation and work instead of think. That's it? That's the only way that the Dajjal exists? Salute. Y'all must don't have nothing to say. I came on here to do Q&A. Rahul back. Shalom, Ak. Rahul back. And my FBA know. How do you connect symbols and numbers with present reality? What do you mean by present reality? Why you put the present there? How do you know your identity? Your identity is claimed. You still don't know it, but your identity is claimed. It's claiming a snapshot of the infinite reality, if we want to use that word, or the perpetual reality that is you. The ultimate you or the perpetual you cannot be known. I think we talked about that. And if we're speaking about knowledge of self in alignment with what people think is identity, there's no way to know that. However, you can claim it for specific causes or periods of time. Does that make sense? Right? So, again, I already told y'all knowledge of self is a trick. That's a dilemma that people are stuck in, thinking that they can know themselves. So what they start doing is they start believing that they know themselves. And that's just about believing that you know who God is because you heard some stories about it. You don't know who you are. The who and what are you aspect is synced up to the identity aspect in so much as you have moments in time that are linked up as one moment in time, okay, or one moment in space. And you must understand in each moment, or each of those moments, who and what are you for that time period and for that cause, right? So right now, I'm teaching y'all, okay, which means we're teaching one another because y'all come with the questions so I know what needs to be explained more, right? That doesn't mean that's who I am. I could have the identity and say, okay, I am a teacher. But the moment I put that I am on there, I'm actually professing to not know. If you understand what I'm explaining to you, because there is no way I can know exactly who I am as in the ultimate state of being. However, I can know what I'm doing at that time. So right now, as I'm teaching you, I am a teacher. You see what I'm saying? And when I go to the studio and start rapping, I'm a rapper. okay, is more based on the doing. That's the being part. Even being is doing. You with me? So no one can know themselves. All that's a trick. Even say, I know who I am. Okay, I can know who you are too based on what you're doing. All right? Someone who goes out and commits a murder, they're a murderer. For what? For the reason that they did a murder. You with me? It's the same thing with everything else. So, and again, this is just the English language that we're saying these are how roles are expressed, or jobs or occupations are expressed, or the knowledge of doing a thing is expressed. So just with this language, we could say this person is a runner, this person is a cook, this person is a reader, this person is a teacher, this person is a ball player, whatever it is. But that isn't their ultimate identity. This is why people are dealing with an identity crisis. You understand? It's a whole lot of being in a position to know a thing, but not being able to know it because you won't admit to yourself that you don't know it. Same thing with the Most High, same thing with God, same thing with who, same thing with the ultimate force, creation, all of that. Source, divinity. People are claiming to know what it is, so they're actually cutting themselves off from that pathway that goes straight up to that knowing point, which means you'll be eternally pursuing that point. It's an ongoing journey. To stop and say, now I know what divinity is, or now I know who the creator is, or now I understand God, or now I know nature. Even to say I know myself is me speaking against reality. So I'll never be able to actually reach the pathway of going toward the true light. That makes sense? So you're not able to truly know your identity, but you can claim it. And I think it's people's lack of ability to claim their identity that is causes for them to have a crisis, because they don't know what Christ is. And what does it mean to be caressed, or what does it mean to be anointed, or what does it mean to be appointed or aligned with life and truth itself? So then they don't know who they are. So the next thing somebody comes around, says something that they think is deep, that belongs to other religions and Greek philosophy and, Christianity and even ancient Egyptian theories and mythology, they run to that, thinking that this must be. That's why you hear people say we were this and we did that, because they love what these people did. So they want to put these people up on a pedestal for doing whatever it is that they saying these people did. But you weren't there. You haven't done anything yet. Then all you're doing is telling me what the ancient Egyptians did. We were great people. We were. Why is this we was and we were? Who are we now? What will, if we were to reverse the timeline, what would the ancient Egyptians say about us if the now would be the past for them, and our past, which is where they are, and that now would be the future for us? What would the ancient Egyptians say about it? They did nothing. They stood by and they lost their land. They stood by, they lost their soul. They stood by, they lost their music, their customs. They stood by, they lost their mind. They stood by, they lost their children. Their children became a part of the world and grew up in the world of the world. Oh, they will just talk about how much wasn't done. They argued about whether or not one of their oppressors that they call the oppressors that's supposed to be a part of the same white supremacy construct that they say we're supposed to be getting up out of. They argue about which one they wanted to rule them. And they had melanin dominant people saying, I don't like you, I don't rock with you because you rock with Trump. And then somebody else was like, I don't like you, I don't rock with you because you rock with Biden. And these were two Caucasoids that were supposed to be a part of the same white supremacy construct that these people stand up there and put the fist up there and say we're going up against. But you're not going up against the ones who are literally the perpetuators of that system. If this is their system, CEOs of their business, if this is their business, and it's supposed to be aligned with some big brother white man. But y'all want one of the Caucasoids to make it into office, whichever one you think is your favorite. Y'all played sports and you called it politics, and then you hated one another because of it. That's all they're going to see. They're not going to see any. They're going to see they had a language. It was English, and it wasn't even their original tongue. But even with that tongue, it became so watered down that most of the people in the communities didn't even understand how to speak English properly. That's all they're going to see. They're not going to see wisdom. They're going to see, they had these little blocks that they used to walk around with that hypnotized them all day. And we called them phones. Yeah, they walked around with blocks and they hypnotized them day in and day out. And then on these blocks, they had people who came and talked to them or sold products to them and ads and movies and entertainment and all kind of stuff, but they never went anywhere. They let their mind convince them that they were going somewhere based off of what was happening on the blocks. And if the block didn't portray movement, they didn't think they were moving. You see what I'm saying? So, again, a lot of this we were thing, that's got to shift. All that we was this, first of all, you don't even know if that's your bloodline. All that's an illusion. Who are you now? Show me your great ones now. It shouldn't be hard. And let me tell you what y'all are going to do when I say show me your great ones. Y'all are going to point to me some celebrities who have some fake currency in their pockets. And when it's not in their pockets, they don't actually have money. Have means you possess it. And money itself is fake. But you're going to say you have money only when it's in your possession, which is why they're trying to up the illusion by making everything go digital. So that possession is stretched further. You never really had it, but you'll stretch it further and say, okay, I got a lot of money now based off these pixels that show up on my screen. Right? So you're going to show me a lot of celebrities and tell me they got money. And that's an illusion. You're going to tell me they wearing a certain type of clothing. The only thing that would be the varying degree in the clothing would be whether or not it's made out of this type of fabric or that type of fabric. There's no such thing as expensive clothing. That's all a lie. He said, well, I got on Gucci. Well, what happens if you take that tag off or that brand off of that shirt? Is it still Gucci? If you just wipe it away, hit the remover tool on it, is that still Gucci? It's all an illusion. Oh, I got this expensive car. There's no such thing as an expensive car. There will only ever exist value in the minds of the people who behold whatever the object is or idea is that they're allotting the value to. Value is an illusion and it's subjective. Do I need to repeat that? Value is an illusion and it's subjective. Some of y'all see me, I walk out with these shoes. Them shoes be spiky, all kind of stuff, all kind of designs. They be like, yo, them shoes must be expensive. Expensive is subjective. You have no idea. You see me walk around with the watch, this shit is $50. And this same $50 watch does survive how many years now? Damn near 2 years. Okay, but most people, and then people like, yo, this shit is expensive. Because it dances in the light. You see it? It dances in the light. Like if I would have shine a light, you would see it do the same thing that glass that they be telling y'all is diamonds. These rappers that be getting them glass watches that they tell y'all is diamonds. They do the same shit and they pay way more for theirs sometimes. It's all an illusion. You with me? So y'all want me to kill myself because it dances in the light. You see it? It dances in the light. Like if I would have shine a light, you would see it do the same thing that glass that they be telling y'all is diamonds. These rappers that be getting them glass watches that they tell y'all is diamonds. They do the same shit and they pay way more for theirs sometimes. It's all an illusion. You with me? So y'all want me to kill myself for an illusion, meaning niggas want me to go out here and slave so I can walk around and say, I got a lot of money, and then I'm supposed to show that I have a lot of money by losing whatever amount of money I have by giving it to people that do this. Give me a whole bunch of liabilities, and I'm supposed to spend $50,000 on a chain so I can have status. No, my status is I don't have to have a chain when I walk in, and I'm still shining. That's status. You understand? So again, what people think is valuable is just based on subjectivity. If people understood this, they wouldn't be worried about whether or not somebody else got this and that and the third. And you would be more focused on making sure the only value that would be meaning anything at the end of the day was on point, and that would be the value of your mind. You know what I mean? You know how many people done, listen, all them boxers who made millions after millions after millions, but they took so many blows to the head. They developed Parkinson's or other mental diseases and illnesses, and they weren't able to function properly to even enjoy it. You understand? Taking so many blows that by the time they're even able to rest or retire, they can't rest. Even though they are tired, okay, they still can't rest. You with me? So a lot of what they think is worth it isn't even worth it, so you have to pin that on there too. Say, you giving me all this, okay, people go out, they sell drugs and make a lot of money, so then they wind up getting wrapped up and they go to jail or prison for 8 years, 10 years, all this other stuff. And then they realize this shit wasn't worth it. I made a lot of money, I had a lot of good times, but people forgetting you can't get those good times back and you can't hold it still. Y'all ever been having such a good time? You're like, man, I wish this would never end. But it will end. Okay? So even the value that you place on a good time is fleeting. Because that good time doesn't last. And as a matter of fact, good times pass faster or quicker than the so-called hard or the bad times. So people put a value on it and say, yo, we about to go to the Bahamas. We going to get dressed. We're going to spend all this money. Da-da-da-da. They spend thousands of dollars to go to Florida, to the Bahamas, or on a cruise, and they come back home to their life, and it was a fleeting game. You with me? Not saying don't take vacations. I'm just saying, do you understand that the value placing on it is fleeting? Is this elusive? So my point is, if people could see it for what it is, the now is the most valuable thing you'll ever have. The now is the most valuable thing you'll ever have, and it's partnered with your brain so that you can be able to fathom what I said. And then everything else is illusion. You know what I mean? Let me tell you what illusion is. Illusion is, like, we get on these phones, especially people in my position or higher. We get on these phones and people buy into the illusion that because you go onto somebody's page and you see a big number next to their name and a blue check, that this means this person is not only a significant person, but what they say matters. Let's walk with them. Let's follow them. Da da da. And you don't even pay attention to what it is they're actually bringing, meaning the action they can provoke, because they themselves can't do anything alone when it comes to any of these major movements and missions. So they themselves just centering themselves and it's all about them. That shows you that that's a vain movement. When it becomes multiple people activated, then you have some, and you'll know that multiple people are activated when you can have more than one person being able to explain what it's really about. Or whatever the sciences are that this person is bringing, every student should be able to explain what it is. You see what I'm saying? Or they were relying on this person for their food. They were relying on this person for their light. They were relying on this person for their darkness. They were eating off this. They didn't consume if this person didn't stoop down and spit. And that is the problem. So they start thinking that they are this person, okay, indirectly, and then they go through an identity crisis. When that person is subtracted. If that person, either the person themselves didn't come with true light, or the people were not willing to behold true light. If the person did come with it, and they only wanted entertainment. Most of these people just want to be entertained, y'all. So I pay attention to that. I see that because if they snip a page and they got to start over, all of what people perceive in their brain to be momentum will have shot down. And then you'll have a lot of people stepping in and saying they'll think less of you because you lose access to a page. I've seen it happen personally. They will think less of you, and you're the same person from this second to that second. From this moment, from that moment to that moment, or from this first to that first, you're the same person. But if they suspend an account or delete the account, they'll say, oh, well, okay, let's just go to someone else. Why? Because ultimately, a lot of people are here because a lot of people are here. A lot of people are over there at Coachella because a lot of people are over there at Coachella. A lot of people at the club because a lot of people at the club. People are afraid to be in solitude. No, I didn't say it wrong. They're afraid to get their soul in tuned. And that happens in solitude. They're afraid of isolation. And there's nothing wrong with eye and soul, okay, and the relationship thereof. They're afraid of their eye and their soul relationship, so they're afraid of isolation. They're afraid to get their soul in tuned, so they're afraid of solitude. And it's not hard to break these things down and build them up because you see what's really happening and why it aligns that way. These people aren't even able to grasp simple wording and spells that are occurring every day. You go into a club. If you walk into a club, that's going to hurt. They say, let's hit the club. If the club hits you, that's going to hurt. You understand? I'm explaining to you. But they only doing that because they see most. So you ever heard your mama say, okay, so if they walk off the cliff, you go walk off with them? And y'all lied talking about some no. And these people been walking off the cliff and you keep walking off at it and you done fell a few times. You with me? The illusion must shatter. And I was told a while ago I was going to be the one that was going to shatter the illusion. And I think it's happening now because everything that people were trying to hold up to even be true and advance in the spiritual and conscious community, they're not able to defend it. They're not able to stand on it. They're not able to make it make sense, which means it was not true and exact. And then what say you about a condition you must be in to be able to step forth with a science you were never even able to confirm for yourself, but utter it as if you have? What condition are you in, and how is it a different condition than the condition of the people that are up under the spell of religion? They gotta say, religion binds people. You're under a religion. If you're worshiping anybody or anything or any idea that was given to you by anybody other than whoever the Most High would have been, meaning if you're out here talking about Sophia, if you're out here talking about Atum Re, if you're over here talking about Isis and Shu and Osiris, if you're over here talking about Jesus, if you're over here talking about Muhammad, you were not there to witness any of that. Which means, by definition, you already bear false witness. You already bear false witness. So you're stepping forth with all of these religions. It's all religions. And the interesting part is what was supposed to be philosophy or philosophical developments. People turn them into a religion. You bind it yourself. That's what the religion etymology will bring you to. You bind it oneself. And then you're asking, why can't I move? You can't move because you're not willing to detach and untether. What is untether? You don't want to go onto the ether. See, it's so easy. You don't want to go onto the ether. You want to stay in what you think is physical reality or what you think matters. Because they told you this is matter. This matters. And then they'll give you a movie saying there is no spoon. Because there is no spoon. Some people don't understand that from a physics standpoint. That is the truth. This is not a spoon. The spoon is our excuse for not understanding the composition of this thing that they're calling a spoon. They don't know the chemical makeup. They don't know the physical makeup. So they just say, oh, we'll just give it a thing, a spoon. And then when you say spoon, you think you're encompassing the thing. Yet you're making an excuse. Which means that every time we think and speak on anything that we think we've figured out so far, we're still buying into an illusion unless we admit to ourselves that even while I'm talking to you on this phone, I'm not talking to you on the phone. I'm talking to you through a process that would not be able to happen if there were not trillions of atoms present and molecules, if there were not electronic signals, if there were no medium through which my sound can travel, if you didn't have Wi-Fi or some type of data connection, and all these other things, and satellites weren't moving around. That's what I'm talking to you on. But we have to say phone because we're trying to convince ourselves we're quantifying. That's not quantifying. That's going all the way backwards, not forward into or making the incisions necessary to figure out what is it that this is actually composed of. Because when you figure it out, you realize it's not a one thing. You understand? So you're not quantifying to find a single thing. You're quantifying to find the states that will be the most discrete or basic state of that which what you're observing. So if I'm observing my phone, I'm not looking at a phone alone. I'm looking at millions of occurrences making this happen. And y'all are actually paying attention to the same thing I'm paying attention to. 607, bro, you said you want to come on here, you come on here and talk. Yeah, we ain't got to worry about try none of that. Yo,
First off, peace, bro.
peace.
Let me say this to you, right? The spirit itself is it's got different frequencies. Our soul is one connected. Listen, you attack me on your platform. Look at me. Where you at? Let me see you.
I'm about to get me some water real quick.
Yeah, all right.
I can hear you though.
Yeah, I need to see you though. It's for real.
All right.
You attacked me on your platform, right? And you
Okay.
made a lot of allegations,
Mm-hmm.
right? Without first speaking to me. First of all, let me introduce myself to you. I'm from St. Louis, right? I'm really of the lowest realm you could possibly think of. I walk through the lowest realm constantly to walk out with information,
Okay.
right? The information that I received didn't come from a book. I didn't study like y'all. I believe that there's no such thing as language. I believe it's only a frequency of vibration that we perceive as language.
Okay.
So if I start talking right now, your mind is gonna perceive it as a communication. But I think it takes two people to communicate. So I think my voice alone is nothing. That's why I be trying to collide with different voices to make my voice more powerful,
All
right?
right.
I had no problem with you, but from your influence, it made another brother named Badell, whatever his name is, to pretty attack me. Now let me mind you this: certain people use knowledge, right? I can't say you because I haven't looked at your platform, but they use these big ass words and these big ass things to try to misuse people to make people think you got to be smart to obtain what we got. All you got to do to obtain what we have to understand this world is illusion. All you got to realize that it's illusion. I'm not concerned about, you said something about me misleading people. I understand the monad and Sophia is different, right? But I don't care about the monad or Sophia as far as the teachers. I want to teach everybody that it's on the inside. It's consciousness. It's part of their brain. Because everybody looking on the outside. So I'm tired of teaching people about the outside stuff they can't remember. I want to teach people about the inside of who they are. And what y'all doing, well, I ain't gonna say you, but what the brother's doing, he taking all these big ass words and all these languages and trying to force people to understand these languages when everything is truly inside them. And so when you tell me I play too much, I can't help it. My soul, my spirit is playful, and he's a warrior. And I'm gonna keep on playing with the people that I feel is playing with us. But I'm gonna be respectful. I never responded to you out of hate because you believe what I believe. I know it. But belief is what man think is true. So I'm past belief. I'm past a spiritual person. I'm no longer spiritual. I was that, but I'm past that. So any questions you got, please.
Can you hear me? You buffering.
I, I, maybe I'm traveling.
Okay, I can
I
hear
said,
you now. I can hear you
listen,
now.
this is what
So
I'm
okay,
saying.
so I got you said I could ask you any question, right?
Any question you want to ask me?
Okay. Why did you threaten to kill me?
All right, listen. Let me tell you something. I vibrate at a certain frequency. And listen, so when I'm attacked, automatically, you know when you attack, automatically you can smell, you can sense another frequency. So I sense something, right? And so two things you never do, right? You never react emotionally. So that first statement was a statement that I shouldn't have made. But after looking at it, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to hurt this man. I love this man. It was just the fact that I had to stop myself. I told you before, this is something to me that's new to me. I was chosen. I didn't read for this. I didn't program for this. I didn't plan for this. I was chosen for this. So I have to check myself sometimes. Everything comes from me. I believe that. I believe if there's a problem with you, it came from me first. So I look within me like, damn, why is it showing itself? Why is he attacking me? Because I had to be attacking me for you to attack me. So that's why I said I wanted to kill you, because I had to kill my ego. And when I killed my ego, I came tapped in with you. But I didn't do nothing to you to deserve no attack. But I did something to myself. Because I think what I did was, I'm not a spiritual person. I'm not a Christian. I ride in the middle. I'm here to show people how your frequency. I'm here to guide the frequency gang. I'm ascended master. I'm here to guide. I got to walk through every realm to help people guide the frequency, to pull them out them lower realms, because people are stuck. Like I'm going in. I'm in the trenches going in to pull them out, bro. I swear to God. But I'm going there consciously.
Okay, so why are you using Sophia in the
Listen,
Monad?
Sophia to me is higher consciousness. Let me tell you this. So when Sophia came to me, she came to me with wisdom, higher consciousness. The woman womb should be protected. Listen, they attacked the woman womb. Everything is happening now because they attacked the woman womb. Listen, the woman womb is a portal to different realities. You have sex with a woman, all her stuff come to you. So that was sacred back in the land of Kemet. That was sacred. So they destroyed that. So Sophia's high consciousness. My job is to raise the consciousness of women, gang. I'm the protector of women. My job is to raise their consciousness. I'm not here for men. I'm here to raise the women consciousness.
How so?
So That's what how souls to show them that they are truly divine, that they inside their portal, that sex is not for sex, it's for portal, it's to raise. They can raise or lower consciousness based on their vibration level. You can take a female with a high vibration level and have sex with a man on a lower vibration level and automatically wake them up. It's her sex is a portal to different realms. She can rise them up to a different vibration level, right? This is stuff that I know without reading, right? Because these are the downloads that I get because I'm pure, I'm OMAD. I eat once a day, gang. So I'm getting all my correct downloads. I ground every day. I meditate every day. So I get all my downloads. I promise you I do.
Well,
But ask me anything, I'm
only
gonna
thing
tell you.
about it is you saying you getting your downloads without reading.
No,
Sophia,
listen to me. You
go ahead.
don't read. Listen, let me tell you why you don't read. Because everything was encoded in us. Listen, so all the information was encoded in us. If you look at the sun will program you with information. Everything will program you. Information is in the air. Like if consciousness is information. Like what they call air, you breathe. It's the information. And the cleaner you clean your vessel, you can get it that way too. And you can get it through reading too. But you can also get it from cleaning your vessel. Like right now, me and you is changing informations. My vessel clean. I'm gonna accept your download. I'm not gonna look at this as you trying to make sure I'm good. So I'm not gonna look at it like you attacking me. You're not attacking me. You just checking me. You know who I am, right?
Okay. Okay.
And I respect that.
Okay. So check this out. When you say you don't read, do you understand that?
No, I know. Let me respect it. I do read. I read after I get my downloads to make sure where I get it from, right? But I don't read first. The book is not my first place of knowledge because it was tricked, right? So I don't go to the book first. I get my knowledge from when I download my meditation. When I get my meditation, my downloads, I recheck it. But I only recheck it using, I ain't gonna lie, I recheck using AI, right? Using tablets and using things like that and trying to decode where things truly come from. So when I check, right? So I don't, then I'll read a book. But me personally, I get all my information directly from the monad. That's how we can have communication and I can talk about shit that you didn't read about, right? And that you didn't study about. But that's why it's different. That's why we different. Because I can say the same thing that you saying differently without reading it. That's how you know I'm one of you. How can I just say this shit without never reading it? Well, I never read it nowhere, bro. I said with Ebonics. I don't even pronounce the fucking words right. That's how.
So that's what I'm showing you, right? Because firstly,
language not real. I'm showing you language not real.
You did say we were gonna be able to speak back and forth.
Listen, but I'm showing you language is not. I'm showing you language is not real, right? So the language is not real. So what you heard is Ebonics is not Ebonics because you speak proper don't mean nothing. It's a vibration that we carry. We don't carry language.
Listen. If you get in tune with me, like, 'cause I know you saying you didn't. I don't know why you didn't do that, but you saying like you ain't even looking to see who you talking to. You get in tune with me. It depends on who I'm even having a conversation with, whether or not I'm gonna speak proper or I'm gonna have some lingo, or even the music the same way. Like my music, it'll reach people on whatever level they want to be reached from when they hearing it.
See,
It's
you
tailored
assault
that
your,
way. But
I
my
don't think,
point
bro,
ain't
you
even about
assault
that. My
yourself.
point is,
You assault
check
yourself
this
to
out.
power,
Check this
bro.
out. Check this out.
But
I'm
why you assault yourself to power? Why you say my music? Nothing is yours. Everything belongs to the
Check this
consciousness of
out. Check
God.
this out. Check
We
this
share
out.
the same
Listen, I
consciousness.
hear what you're saying,
Why
right?
are you saying
You know you're
everything
gonna
is
be able to.
yours? Why are
Yo,
you
you
saying
gonna be
everything is
able. You
yours? It's
just
not
told me
yours.
about. You just was
It's
talking to
not
me about
yours.
self-control. You
We
was
share
just
the
talking
same
about
consciousness. I'm
self-control.
done talking. I'm gonna be quiet, but let's lead the
Okay,
people
you were
right.
just. I was gonna say you just talked
But
this emotional regulation.
no, I'm saying lead them right though.
You
You
got to
know it's
practice.
not your consciousness. It's not yours. You don't
Listen,
own
check
it.
this out. I'm seeking to find out whether or not you're telling the truth. I can't just accept what you're saying right now.
All right,
I'm gonna keep
I'm
seeking.
being quiet. Let's go.
Okay, so check this out. Even the words you're using, they are already a part of people's rhetoric. I've heard that the woman's womb is divine. I've heard all of these points that you're talking about. It's not even just that people write them in books. It's that when you start speaking, even when you say spiritual or Christian, you didn't come up with those words. So somebody else put out not just the spiritual word, okay, as in the English word spiritual. Somebody else said what the hell spiritual was supposed to mean. Somebody else said what the hell Christian was supposed to mean. You're not talking to somebody who's a part of either. I
Right.
haven't subscribed to spirituality. I haven't subscribed. You know, subscribe means you come up under the writing of or the spell of.
Right.
I'm
I'm
not a
not
part of
spiritual.
none of that shit. So when you
Right.
said,
Me neither. We
just
the same.
like
I'm
what you
not
said,
spiritual. Listen, I'm not spiritual.
okay, hold on. Let me say what I'm saying real quick. Just like what you said when you were like, you're not attacking me. if you look at one of the last DMs I sent you, when you were saying what you were saying, first of all, I didn't say you play too much. I said all that playing. All right. But you look at one of the last DMs I sent you, I said, you think I came for you because you like, why I speak on you. I said, I didn't come for you. Right? I didn't come for 607 on the person. I said, go read it. You'll see me. I said, darkness is an event, not a person. Confusion is an event, not a person. What they done made people think is you got to have a certain type of shock value that you come out here with in order to get people. And people mistake shock value with all of this putting out, saying all kind of crazy stuff like you saying you're going to F a man or tell me or show me your this, da
Right,
da da, show
right.
me your booty hole.
Stop. Let me respond. Let me respond to that. Listen, when I say fuck and all that, I be trying to teach two things. I teach masculine and feminine, the masculine of understanding realities. So if I say fuck, I'm not speaking of fuck on a literal sense. See, I speak in a spiritual sense. I speak in parables as though Jesus did, right? So the reality of which I speak, people don't understand, so they laugh like it's funny. But you got to uncover the message in which that I speak, bro. If you are spiritual, you should understand the codes of what I'm speaking to men. So if I say, okay, cool, gay and straight the same, right? I'm talking about masculine and feminine because we was one soul in the Paroma. In Paroma, we was one soul. We was joining with the masculine and feminine. And when they split us into dual reality, they made us too masculine or too feminine. So they destroyed the woman womb, bro. And then they locked away the man, and then they programmed us with fear through the woman womb. So now when we fuck the bitch, now we getting programmed right back again. So what I'm saying is that this shit is funny, but it's reality, gang. So you gotta just be woke to hear it.
Oh,
You
okay,
gotta be
look,
woke to.
this is what I'm trying to tell you, right? Look what I'm saying, right? Because I get what you're saying when it comes to parables. I operate in that realm. You know what it means to blaspheme, right? You know, blasphemy ain't what people think. The word itself means you speak some shit that actually cause harm or confusion. It
Yeah,
ain't even that
yeah,
it ain't that you saying something against God. People don't understand. The word was a word before religion got in place. To
right.
blaspheme and you saying some shit is really on some harmful tip. Like you ain't talking about just I'm gonna put this hidden message here. You saying niggas need to pull their pants down and show you their
No,
asshole
no,
to
you gotta
show,
understand. You
to
gotta
prove.
understand this. Listen, I feel you. Understand this. My frequency gonna pick up those who receive the message. They receive it, and they receive it as truth. You know that. So you gonna receive the message as truth is truth, regardless of what it's covered up in. Right? My spirit is different, gang. Like you gotta stand up spirit that's like different. Mine is everybody love me. I bounce around. I'm funny, but that's the truth. My spirit is different. I came for the world. I didn't come for one spot. Right? So, of course, they're not going to understand me. I bounce with the Mexicans, gang. I'm GDBD Vice Lord. I bounce with the streets. I bounce with the white folks, gang. With everybody. Like, I'm here to wake the vibration of all people. So I'm not accepted by no one.
Okay,
That's
so
what I'm
check
telling
this
you.
out. Check this out. When you raise vibrations, first of all, to speak toward the behind is not raising
Let me
vibration.
rephrase that. I'm here
Hold
to
on.
awaken
Let me
those.
just say what I'm
Let,
saying.
let
Let
me
me say
let
what
me
I'm saying.
rephrase that.
Let
Let
me
me
say what I'm
rephrase that.
saying. I'm not
Let me
listen.
rephrase it.
I'm gonna
I'm
let
here
you
to
rephrase
awaken.
it. Let me say
I'm
what
here
I'm
to
saying.
awaken high vibration people.
Let me say
Let
what
me
I'm
rephrase
saying
it so
real
you can
quick,
let me
and then
rephrase
you
it so
can
you can
come
answer it
in.
correctly. Let me
Let me say what
rephrase
I'm
it. I
saying
said
real quick.
let me
Look.
rephrase it.
Hey,
Let me
let me
rephrase
say
it.
what I'm saying
Let
real
me
quick, and then I'm
rephrase
gonna
it
let you come
so,
in,
so you
right?
won't respond to the wrong thing. Listen, I'm not here to wake nobody up. I'm here to help them remember. So let me say it. I said it wrong. I'm here to help people remember. I'm here to strike remembrance. I'm not here to wake nobody up or shed no light. If you are the light, you shall remember. Right? That's what I'm here for. So when you respond, let me make sure I say it correctly. I'm not here to wake nobody up. I have no power to wake nobody up. Everybody is chosen by the monad. But I do have power to help them remember. Right? For you, brother, I love you. This conversation is over, but I love you. I'm glad we had a chance to talk. I'm glad we had a chance to meet. I'm glad of all of this. We can continue. I'm in LA. I'm traveling. But when I'm done, me and you we can continue to do everything. I love you. I send you high blessings and high vibrations.
All right. All right. Love you back. About like what happened with Smoke the Creator. So there's a spiritual meaning behind spread your ass cheeks and let us see your booty hole. And I wasn't woke enough to catch it. I almost left y'all on this stand. I almost went to bed just then. There's a spiritual meaning when you say you're gonna fuck that man. You won't get it. I'm not supposed to. Explain it. It's not my walk of life. Respectfully, explain it then. I said, yo, when you talking about raising your frequency, it ain't good. That ain't going toward the behind. That ain't talking about no asshole. You going up to the. This conversation is over. You started off. First of all, if you play this shit back, fuck, change what he was saying every time he said some shit. The monad is confusing as hell if that's where that shit channeling from. Because I'm trying to figure out what point we going on, and he changing. And he changing. I don't read. I do read, but I only read after I think of some shit, and I go look it up, then I read. But I only read it, and language is fake, but let me talk to you in language. And the womb is divine, and I'm here for the women. And I'm here for everybody. Here for the world. The women world, right? You're here for the women world. Could you say you're here for the women? No, I'm here for everything, everybody. Listen, y'all gotta find the true light, man. Y'all have to find the true light. Y'all gotta find the true light. Y'all gotta find the true light. And 607 Uncle was saying he was gonna be able to, he said, well, he don't want to debate. He messaged me tomorrow, he don't want to debate, but we can talk. I'm like, let's talk. I know how to have a composed conversation, but you have to have composure too. Is that you? Is you sending another request? What the hell is happening today? Is it retrograde? Yo.
Here I go, bro. Look, I want to clarify something. I think that I'm gonna let you talk. I won't listen to you, but I didn't. They misunderstood me. What I said was I walk the lower realm, meaning I walk with the people that stuck in the lower realm to guide them out, to make them remember. I think somebody misunderstood me. Jesus walked with the people of the lower realm too. He walked with the thieves and the liars and the killers and the murderers. Whether you believe he's consciousness or whether you believe that he's that, I'm saying that I am the one that has chosen to walk with the streets, gang. I'm the one to walk with the voice that look like me, that act like me. That's who I came for. I didn't come for nobody else. That's what I'm saying. I came to wake them people up. But I've been listening to you because I really just listen to you. I ain't listen to what you said about me, but I listened to what you said about some other people. And you did prove some other people right. That was actually false. That's out here just doing it for that's doing it for
I
fame.
thought you said you ain't
I
looking
just did
to.
right now.
Oh,
Right now
damn.
when I hung up. Yeah, that's what I went and did. When I got off, that's when I did.
That fast.
Yeah, let's do one video. All I'll take is one. Listen, I'm an energy vampire. Not a vampire, but I can accept energy very well because my vessel was clean. Let me tell you what happened to me. I can tell you something that happened to me that's crazy, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if like, I can really accept energy real good. Like, I'm going to tell you this true story. I don't even want to say this on this live, but I'm going to say it. So I've been vibrating high and, like, changing my consciousness. But a couple days ago, I slipped up, and it was on purpose. I had to grab my soul back. So I went and I had sex on accident with a woman that I used to mess with, but she was a lower vibration. The moment I had that sex, the next day when I got up, somebody stole $270 from me. After that, other bad stuff started happening. It's vibrating in my realm, and I started noticing. And I was awake. I was like, "Damn, okay, cool." And I went back and snatched my soul, and I was disattached from her because that attachment was gone. But what I'm saying is, sometimes you got to walk through that lower vibrational level consciousness and walk out to understand. Because, like, what's a teacher that ain't walked through it? If you just know it in a book and you ain't walked through it, how can I teach you? But now I can tell people this because I actually walk through the stuff that I teach. That's what I'm saying. I'm different. But let me listen to you. I just want to let you know that I'm just fucking different, bro. Like, no bull. I'm talking to you straight. like straight from the fucking soul. Like I'm not even playing. Like I'm just talking to you like real. Like I've been waiting for this conversation, gang. So let's have it. And I got some questions for you. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
When did you first decide that you was woke? When did your awakening occur?
All right. I didn't have no opportunity to make a decision because I was born into it. You ever heard of Malachi York?
No.
You need to look into who he is. You can go to YouTube, listen to some of his teaching. He the one who popped all this shit off. But they were most scared of him because he did what you're talking about. He went into the streets. He went and learned all the languages. He read all the books, wrote all the books, became the highest level of all the different schools. And they afraid of him. They still terrified of him to this day. And he 80 years old. And he's been in prison for 23 years. So Malachi York popped all this shit off. I was born into that information. So I ain't never have no awakening. I had different things that I had to come to grips with along the way. Like I remember being 9 years old and the people around me in the community be saying stuff like, Most High, I ask you bless this food we're about to receive for the health and the nourishment of our body. And I was like, yo, I don't get the difference between us praying over this food and then we get to talking about these Christians and they be praying to a God and they don't know who they talking to or who they praying to. I said, I
Right.
don't see the difference. So I started asking my parents, I'm like, what's the difference between us doing that and them doing that? And then I passed that degree. That's why I overstood the degree of Christism. And then I realized, oh, that's what it was for. You weren't supposed to get caught up in none of these religions. You were supposed to understand what the religions were there for. That way, when you talk to people from them, I remember I was like that. I was right there with you praying. I was right there with you taking Shahada. I was right there with you, but I didn't get stuck in that degree.
I did
So to
all
answer your
that too.
question
I was
simply,
a Muslim too.
to give
Yeah.
you a simple answer, I was born into what everybody trying to tell me about right now.
All right.
I
Let me
watched
ask
it
you a
in
question.
real time. Like, bro, we had land. We had 476 acres with pyramids on it in Edenton, Georgia. We had a big ass city that we was working on and building in real time. I saw the real thing. I speak an ancient Egyptian language.
All right.
I was raised
One more
up
question.
around the real
Do you
stuff. We
eat
wasn't
food?
on no internet blog talk
Do you
radio shit.
eat
So,
food? Do you eat food?
yeah,
Why?
multiple reasons.
Why? You can't listen. Do you know that food is poison?
No,
And do you know that you don't think food is poison? You ever
it
heard of
wouldn't
gluten?
matter.
You
I
know.
thought that's two different questions. You said, do I know? No, I don't know if it's
All
poison.
right.
Do I think it's poison? It wouldn't matter if I thought so. Either it's
All right.
poison or it isn't,
Right.
but I don't know.
What if I told you it affects your frequency and that it's poison and that it's diluting your frequency?
I say it's possible.
And what if I told you that you was born into something and that you enlightened from the birth, like from birth, and that the food and all that stuff, like if you was to fast for 3 days and come up out of that, I guarantee you go up because you got you got strength. Like I feel the strength coming from you, right? I can feel it. Like when you said something about that man going through all that shit, whatever his name was, I felt that because I've been through all that, bro. I've been to the penitentiary. I've been back and forth through shit. I've been through hell. I done had all the dope. I done smoked crack. I done sold crack, right? But the warrior spirit I get from you is someone with no fear, right? And like for me, I had to not eat and detach from all that to feel this. You doing that shit while you eating the poison. You get what I'm saying? Why so I big up respect to you. One more
I
question.
just did a 9-day fast.
Oh,
No
okay. I can feel
food.
it there. I
Mm-hmm.
can feel it.
Go
I
ahead.
can feel it.
You said another question. Go ahead. I got you.
One more question. Do you take yourself as a spiritual leader? Do you think you like
No,
a spiritual leader?
no, because okay, can I ask you a question to answer it?
Yes.
What is spiritual?
Um, it's a one-on-one connection with God.
Who is that?
The monad. I don't like to say God because God is the God. I like to say monad. The monad.
Yeah, who is that?
The creation of all, creation of everything. He outside of creation. He above creation, above thought, above everything, above gender. There's above everything. So it's really like hard to explain it. I can't really explain it. It's the thought of all creation is darkness.
Okay. So then my response to you would be, no, I don't consider myself a spiritual leader. Why? Because anytime I ask what spiritual is, I get an answer that leads back to religion or Greek philosophy or things that I didn't figure out for myself. So
Right.
I'm a seeker, and I'm leading people to figure out what it means to seek. I don't know a thing. I'm not gonna say I know it. I don't know what happens when I pass away. Let alone what happens to 9 billion people on planet Earth when they pass away, if they pass away. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even, it's not even about considering myself. I am a seeker, and I lead people to figure out how to seek. $11:30. Yo, yo, you've been buffing for about 30 seconds now. Yo, y'all can still see me? Are we both buffering? Add me up when you don't, bro, please, and thank you. Okay, remind me. How people process information. He turned off the Wi-Fi so he could ask GPT real quick. GPT don't know what spirituality is. They only know what people saying. But yeah, I'm not no spiritual leader, because we don't. All that stuff is. Remember, I used to tell y'all, those who were walking close enough to be able to hear it, I said that world gonna be too slow. I think I might have put it in the books that as we continue ascending, everything that people think was high frequency was gonna be too slow. It wouldn't be able to hold up and keep up. Spiritual is slow now. Like it don't even. It's something that's so beneath me. That shit's slow. All that slow. Words that people use that they're not able to define for me scientifically or even just literally the definition of it, but they have all these allegories for it. That's slow to me. I haven't met one person to talk with Faise yet. Yeah, I don't think it exists yet. But maybe people are gonna be able to figure it out. What I'm seeing is happening here. If you listen, first of all, there are 2 different types of open of the mouth ceremony. One is when those who were called the ancient Egyptians used to have people who passed away, and they wanted to anoint them in such a way that they would use tuning forks and other sacred objects and utensils to tap their what they call the roof of the pineal, which is the forehead, tap their forehead. They would tap their mouth, okay, specifically. And they were saying that they were opening their mouth so that when they traveled into the new world, or the afterlife, as they call it, they would be able to speak, okay? That they won't have their mouth sealed as they were getting wrapped up and embalmed and preserved, right? That's one opening of the mouth ceremony. Another opening of the mouth ceremony is when someone just start confessing, just confessing. You ain't even asking them. They just confessing. One of the first things he said when he got on his live was what? I'm from the lower realms. I come from the lower realms. Okay? Like Rumpelstiltskin and them. Actually, I think he said he's from the lowest realm. And I did tell y'all, I said that's where these beings be coming from. They come from the darkness. And I had to explain to him when I messaged him, I said, yo, I'm not coming for you. You don't mean what you think you mean in the grand scheme. Everybody thinks I'm coming for them individually. No, just as I tell y'all, I'm an event. People are events, and darkness itself is an event. So I'm targeting darkness, and your name and what you speak about and what you align with just so happen to be synced up with darkness or confusion When I talk, it's no confusion. It's straight to the point. You ask me a question, no. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, let's get that clear before I give you that answer. Da 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 da. We're not running around, and I'm very centered. Listen to what he's saying. I feel a warrior spirit coming from you. Da da da. I said I wanted to kill you because I thought you were wronging me, but it was really me wronging myself. He was having a jihad, an inner war. Didn't I tell y'all that's what happened when the Wapu come through? He's speaking for a lot of the people who want me removed. You understand? That say they're Abraham's seed. If you were Abraham's seed, you wouldn't want to kill me. But then there's something so pure that comes through Nuwapu. When you receive it, you're like, I want to kill this man, but I don't want to kill this man. Then I tell you that. I said, man, people like 607, Baby and them, they love me. But they don't know how to love me because of where they're from. And when your origins are Hades, or your origins are realms of darkness, where you're birthed into sin, or the moon, you meet one of us, it'll irritate you at first. We're bright. You understand? Imagine you waking somebody up. Y'all experience this? It was either you or somebody else, you did it too. You waking them up and then you turn the light on and they like, hold on. Why you turn the light on? Because they weren't used to using those eyes. They were used to laying down and daydreaming or simply dreaming, operating in the Delta state. And here you come, pulling them up out of Delta. That's not a comfortable thing for people. So the first resolve was, let me kill him. Then he said I had to go back and think and revisit it. He said I had to think. He said, I ain't having a problem with you. I had a problem with me, myself. Boom. That's like the seventh person in 7 days who done came forth either in the comments or on the live who were trying to say either they had an issue with me at first or I was a fraud, I was fake, or they want to kill me, or da-da-da, I'm the bumpy, booty, body. And then at the end, it's all, I love you. That's why I keep trying to show y'all. That can't be faked. He's not having that conversation with anybody else. That conversation ain't being had with any of the people who don't like him, ops, da-da-da. It ain't no central, let's talk on this level, I love you, da-da-da, it was really me, da-da. No, that conversation ain't happening because they ain't even able to bring light. No disrespect to Charleston White, but who is that? What is that? Who and what is that? It's only relevant because people making it relevant, but a Charleston White does not exist where we are. You understand? I see you saying I say I love you too. That's why I told you. You think I'm coming for you. A lot of people think it's like that with all these celebrities. People who be fans of those people come and they want to attack, like Smoke the Creator wanted to attack me because she think I'm coming for you, but she's supposed to be woke. She's supposed to be higher level, but you don't see that 607 didn't create Sophia. He didn't create the monad. He didn't create the words he's using. He didn't create any of the philosophies. He didn't create any of the rhetoric points. All that's already here, and it's been here for a long time. And because y'all abandoned the true light, that's all y'all have ever had. So then you meet us and you want to know what I know. You want to hear what I have to say. Why? Because I was next to that light that they abandoned. When I say Malachi York, you better remember that name because that'll be the name that you look into, the story that you look into, the information that you look into that'll really place you where you thinking you are. You can go ahead and just put me off to the side as the messenger who brought it to you, but somebody brought it to me. And all I did was did what he told me to do, which was don't believe me. I could be lying. So I ain't believe him. I went on my own and started figuring these things out because when he brought me something, he said, don't believe me, go look that up. We had this way of life. He said, don't believe this way of life. We went into Islam. He said, don't believe Islam. We went into Christianity. Don't believe Christianity. All right, now let's pray. And then only the weirdos was like, why are we praying? He already gave us the formula. We're praying so we can gain the experience of praying. So that when someone comes into our house, like the Jehovah's Witness who literally came to our house about 2 weeks ago, they come to our house to test our spirit and see if we understand the love of Christ, not about Jesus Christ, what he was teaching. All of that is fine and dandy. Elijah and them was teaching some of those same things, just different ways. That's why they're called parables. You're able to pair it with multiple things, meaning you're literally able to pair it as in P-A-I-R. You're also able to pair it in P-A-R-R-O-T. Be able to repeat it in different ways, and no matter where you are in time, generation-wise, wisdom will be able to channel through whoever it is or whatever it is that's able to put forth that parable. It'll connect or connect with anybody. That's just parable stuff. What about the love of Jesus? What about the love of Christ? The love of Isa Miriam? The love of Yeshua? What about the love of the Most High's yielder or the Most High's yielded? What about the love? And people lost that. So when those two Jehovah Witnesses, first of all, what I taught y'all before it even happened, because they came immediately after that, right? Because they brought me this right here, this literal thing right here, say watchtower. Okay, they were telling me, we're watching you. And right there, you might not be able to see it. On top of the watchtower, what you see? A crown. The average person will see that and see, oh, that's just the top of the tower. No, that's the crown. And they see that I've been talking about the crown. I've never got a Jehovah Witness visit since I've been in this home. And I've been in this home since August. They never came here. So I knew exactly what was going on when they came and knocked on that door. I said, those are angels. Let them in. And the last thing they said to me was, thank you for letting me or letting us into your home. Because the average person that think they so woke and so divinely aligned and chosen and layered and all that other shit, they would have turned the angels away. Because they're not coming to test whether or not you book smart. They're not coming to test whether or not you remember what this say. You remember what this say. You remember what this say. They're not coming to test that shit. They're coming to test the compassion moving through you. Do you have any passion? Are you beings of passion? That's what they test. The love of Christ was passionate. It moved through him before he spoke. His presence alone spoke before a word ever came out of his mouth. This was Christ. Where's the love of Christ? You understand what I'm saying? So we got tested on that. They came out, we had a whole conversation. The Muslims, y'all saw the Muslim brothers come on. And you saw what happened? The Muslim brothers, they was upset with me at first. And then they went to go pray. They went to go give salat. And what happened after their prostration? They came back at the sujood. And they said, what? We were wrong. I came at you the wrong way. I should have been listening to see if you were coming with wisdom. I had to pray. And then I said, see, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. You're not trying to bash Muslims upside the head, telling them that their religion is fake. You're walking with them so they understand more about their religion, but y'all can't do that because you didn't study their religions and you didn't walk with them, you didn't pray with them, you didn't eat with them, you didn't sup with them. So what can you do in relation to them that they can relate to show them the way out, if there is a way out? You see what I'm explaining to you? So most people get stuck on, and that, again, that aligns with what even what Unc is saying, the 607 Unc is saying about how people is like acting smart. That ain't even right knowledge. Right knowledge ain't the acting smart part. B-Dale ain't acting smart. B-Dale was touched by right knowledge. He was on the land. You heard what he said. I didn't know that till today. But I knew there was a reason why I aligned with him. But until today, I didn't know that he was on the land or that he came to the land. He had been to the land when he was a child. He said twice. I ain't know that. All it takes is one time with Tom Ray. All it takes is once with Tom Ray. You would have never forgotten it before they destroyed it. You understand? So people are being tested on the discipline of Muhammad. People are being tested on the love of Jesus Christ. People are being, listen, you want to test the spirit? See if they're willing to say, praise God. Test them. You want to test one of your spiritual friends? Ask them to go to church with you. And after they get through cussing you out and talking about how they already beyond all of that and religion does this, da da da, you know who you're dealing with. They're not ready. Because what's going to happen when it's time to go through the church to grab those souls? You don't know who you have been there for, but you would have needed to be in alignment for you to go there and walk out with anybody. You understand that? Ask them, yo, would you be interested? I was thinking about going to the mosque. Would you be interested in coming with me? If they can't sit around their fellow men in the holy homes or talk to their fellow men and fellow sisters when it comes to their religions and what they believe in, they're not spiritual, as they call it. You're not awake, you're not aware, you're not conscious. How are you so conscious you don't understand what's supposed to be lower level? I'm going to say that one more time. How are you so conscious that the lower level is something that is beyond you? You don't know what it is. If religion is lower level, why haven't y'all graduated from it? You will know people graduate from religion because they stop using religious words and ideologies. If it's so advanced, this spiritual movement, why the most advanced thing y'all can say right now is that y'all are chosen. You're chosen. First of all, that's biblical. Do we need to go get the Bible? That's biblical. So if it's biblical and you're a part of that chosen group or that chosen few, you might as well know what the Bible say about it. Then where are the 144,000? It was a spiritual nigga telling me that I wasn't a part of the 144,000, but he swore he was spiritual. I promise you, if I were ever to bring him on his live and ask him, please explain to me about 144,000, what's their story? Where can I find out more information on it? He won't know where to begin because he has accepted that he knows a thing that he doesn't know, so he has belief in a thing. And he doesn't even know where to begin talking about it. And most people, somebody named Nine Ether, somebody was like, I'm going to unfollow you. And I promise you, if I would have asked him about Nine Ether, he wouldn't know what it is. They think they know because their teachers faked it. So they're only regurgitating bad light, not the true light, the bad light. You understand? You want to be chosen, you need to understand what's really happening with those chosen ones. Messages being sent through, right? I don't know if they reported it, but there was an earthquake in Atlanta this AM. That's the second earthquake in about a month's time. There was an earthquake. I felt it this time. The first time I didn't feel it, but this AM, I felt it. And I got up and I asked everybody, I said, yo, you felt that? Two other people in the house. They said, yeah, I felt it. And it was real quick. And it might make you feel like somebody moving your bed. That was one of the sisters explaining how the first one felt. Signs, flashes of green light, communication, you being drawn. I walked outside. Listen, I was talking to somebody earlier today, one of the sisters talking about how powerful three people are together when they on one accord, right? Then I said, I'm going to find a movie to watch. We found a movie to watch. I picked Minority Report, forgetting that the movie got three people in there that were precogs that were able to see and make things move, and they were supernatural beings. Y'all, right hand to the Most High. I walk out onto the back porch after we done. The movie wasn't even finished, really. I got up before it even ended because I got it. I walked out, and there were 3 deer in the backyard. There were three deer. When it was so interesting to get a little deeper, 3 deer, they were communicating with one another when they saw me. I walked out. I slowed up because I saw them, like, you know how they get to jumping and shit. And the first one was like, I don't trust this shit. Then the nigga who was closest to, the deer that was closest to me was like, I don't know, he might be good. The other nigga was already making his way to the fence and jumped over it. The other nigga walked over to him and was trying to talk to him like, nigga, this shit don't smell right. Nigga walking out, got a big ass gun. You seen what happened to the church, said, da, 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 da. The other nigga like, nah, it's cool. So he just looked back at me. And the other one walked off and jumped over the fence. And he went back to eating. And I just walked over slowly to the edge of the porch, sat my gun down, and I'm sitting there watching him. And he would stop every now and again and just look at me. And I'm looking at him. And we having a communication. I'm telling him, even in the moments, I'm saying, I am green light. So I don't mean you no harm. I didn't mean them no harm. Messages. What I tell you, I'll send you random messages in packs of 3. And that was one of them. And I told you my song Q ain't just no Faise One wrote that. That was another divine thing. You with me? So chosen ones are being set apart. They are being divided right now. Not amongst each other. They're being divided from the ones who claim they are. Pay attention. Those who are chosen or elect or electrified in science will not be able to stay around those who are solid. They will have to. They will be forced to move into ether. It's going to happen is happening now. This is called the quickening. When I tell you do this, your hands get to heating up. The molecules in your hands are speeding up. You understand that? So you can cause for your body to ascend just by doing that, right? And if you were able to do that fast enough, if your skin was able to endure it, you would see that this will turn white. It would glow white if you went to a high enough degree. Because when things speed up in frequency, they become light or lighter. You understand that? 607 little baby, whoever y'all done see me call out, I promise you that not only did the people think it was about the person, the ones that would have been in the seat to be the person were affected by the true light. And it dwells on their mind. Say, who is this man? Why he coming at me like this? Remember the little baby, little baby, I said, I know you wonder why I came at 4 PF how I did. I know in your mind you ain't did shit and I'm really the wig, but this shit deeper than music. This shit is real as it get. I'm trying to even say it because I can't give it away. I can't give it away too early for certain things because I wouldn't have the same effect, right? When people see it, they looking like, is this a diss? Is it not a diss? Da, 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 da. They still need to find it. But I'm in the same song trying to explain. Everybody need to simmer down. I don't have no problem with Dominique. It's bigger than him. It got to be bigger than him. We don't have no choice. So these are just stars that you're able to move. This over here, move people, come over here. You know what I'm saying? Move over here, move over here, right? If I would have clipped the live and make a post about it, people say 607, oh, they're going to move over there and move over there. It's not, I don't know. I don't need, what is his name? Antoine? Even still, I can show you how different reads pop up. And then he got on the live and he was confirming it or profirming. He said he was from the lowest realms, right? There's a lot of things I wrote down what he was saying. You with me? So one of the things he said is he had to kill his ego, right? Now, where was Smoke the Creator when he said that? Where was Smoke the Creator? Where was the person who got upset with me because I said stop smoking weed? And she tried to make it seem like she was mad that I was coming at 607. No, you were upset because I told people to stop smoking weed on 420, which is one of your holy days or unholy days, one of your holidays where you worship marijuana. That don't have anything to do with me, and I didn't target you. I came out and said it's time to drop the weed. Some of y'all did. There are people, I'm not telling you to announce yourself. There are people in here who were smoking, and y'all messaged me ever since March. Some of y'all stopped when I first said it, and then I came back around and said it, and now y'all like, yo, man, I stopped. I finally was able to let go. You see what I'm saying? She got triggered by that. It didn't have nothing to do with 607. You with me? So these people ain't operating in the true life then, or the true light. The only way you'll be able to do that is to stand in truth. And that's all I be telling people to do. So he said he had to kill his ego. What else he said? He said he was an energy vampire. I don't know if people caught that. He said, I'm an energy vampire. The first thing that was coming out of his mouth was the purging, the opening of the mouth ceremony. That's the other opening of the mouth ceremony. People just spit and spewing and everything being exposed. I'm an energy vampire. I'm from the lowest realms. I had to kill my ego. Okay, where's Smoke the Creator? Tell her, clip these and post about it so she can correct her error. That no, he was not operating in the chosen frequency. If he is one, if he can be one, he gonna have more appealing to do to get whatever that part of his nature is up out of him that makes him want to attack or kill the bloodline. You see what I'm explaining to you? If you're not able to do that, no matter what you say, because somebody like myself, I'll walk up and we don't say anything, and that'll be all we need to say. Go research Adiyogi Shiva. Shiva had the attention of hundreds for an extended period of time. Most people weren't even able to endure it. They're like, yo, this nigga ain't said anything. And then there were 7 left called the Septorishis. The Septorishis remained to be able to receive the wisdom of silence. I could walk up and be silent and say nothing. And I'll be saying everything that need to be said with the silence. So it won't matter what you say. It'll matter who you are. And we're not looking even just at who you are. We're looking at your event and how it reads. So the last thing we need people to do is to follow behind, associate, or attach themselves to people who are stepping in the way of what we're doing, claiming they're doing it, and then I ask them what it is, and it's not intact. It's flipping and turning, and excuse me, bring it right here. What is spirituality? No, bring it. Try to explain it without Greek mythology or Greek philosophy. All that ain't called for. Just give me the central idea of what this is, and make up your mind. And this is a lesson or a greatening for whoever can grasp it, including 607. Either you're here for the women, or you're here for everybody, the whole world, or you're here for the streets, or who you do you know? You know who you're here for? And if you're here for the sisters, then you would need to get on that frequency without Sophia, because Sophia came from the patriarchy. It did not come from the matriarchy. It was niggas like Plato's who pushed out. So that's a man. The man gave you the story of Sophia. The man gave you the story about the woman. How about go back to the ancient Egyptians and see whether or not you can extract from Ma'a or Isis stories about the women, so you can. Why y'all stop at Greece? Keep going, and you'll find Heka and the sisters who were surrounding Heka, and go to them. Go to Seshat. You want to talk about the sisters and bring them that. And I'm not saying bring them that for it to be belief. Bring them this deja vu, by the way. Bring them that so they can balance out. That's what all that science is. Balance. Which doesn't mean what most people think anyway. All right? So I love for y'all to be able to experience stuff like that. Yeah, I'll be able to. I can do that. I'll tell you. He said, could he come up, or could we talk, or would we be able to talk? I said, yeah, come on, speak. I do. We can go live. He get on. We can talk. It's different though, because, and my Umi told me, she told me this about myself, especially recently. She said, "You are super calm." There was some situation going on, and she said, "You are just like too super calm because of all this work. You have to do the work. You got to be able to be centered. That can't be fake. Nigga cuss you out, all of that, da da da. You got to still be right there. You understand?" So y'all were able to witness even 607 utter and profirm that degree that I possess, which is of Christ and Christism, the love of Christ. He was able to say, "I love you." So what's the problem now? What's the problem? What is the issue? So the people who were saying I was coming for sister, you still got an issue when the brother can come on and say, "I love you," and you hear me say, "I love you too"? What, you still got an issue with me? Are you that caught up in what you think is Omari? Or are you paying attention to your message? As I am your messenger for that message. What is the message? Right. Because you're looking for some doctrine that's attached to some deity, as opposed to the occurrence itself, the event itself. People leave. Niggas got up here talking crazy. And then was like, "Yo, man, I just want to tell you it's all peace. It's all love. Da, 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 da." You know what I mean? I'm not talking about bro. I'm talking niggas in the past week it done happened. The sister got on here talking crazy. Y'all saw how that ended? All these talks ended with, "I love you." Is there a script? I'm going to say that two more times so you don't miss it, because you're getting caught up in the tone of my voice. You're not listening. That done happened twice. No, wrong. Run it back. That done happened a bunch of times. I'm going to tell you two more times. Let me put this down. Okay. I'm going to tell you two more times, okay, that people came up here in a frenzy and ended with, "I love you." People came up here ready to fight, and they ended it with, "I love you." And there's no script. And those are different people coming from different parts of the world, different walks of life, different genders, different backgrounds, and that's the commonality now. We're seeing that. What does it mean? What does it mean to you? I'll let you figure it out. I'll ask you a question. Do you bear witness? Do you bear witness? I didn't bitch him out. I didn't hold him out. That ain't the message here. What I'm saying is, do you bear witness to what happens when Nuwapu penetrate? You see it. Even if they're not, the willing tongue will speak the truth, even if they're not able to say it. These people love me, and they need to get beyond me. They need to be able to see the truth beyond myself, the censor beyond myself. Notice I gave him a name. I say, you ever heard of Malachi York? You need to go look into that. And you need to do that effective immediately. If you're talking about human health, we had a sister come on here and say she was Sophia and said this time around she want to help us. Okay. Well, you need to be doing that. Here go what you do. Work on it to do that. And make sure that when you hear me say this, I'm not coming for you. There's another degree that I'm showing you, y'all. Just like I told you, you're going to be tested. Will you be able to stand the test of times? And you're in a testing time. And they're not playing. They walking up on you. They're walking up on you. You at the grocery store. The clerk walk up on you and just talk to you about your life. That's not a clerk. That's not a clerk. When we were about to move from the old apartment we stayed in, literally right before we were about to move, a white cat came to the house, and that cat would not leave. It would not leave. I mean, we put it out, we moved it further. It wouldn't leave. Y'all remember me posting on my page? The cat that was just walking and everywhere, that wasn't my cat. Y'all like, my cat does the same thing. That wasn't my cat. I don't know that nigga. I promise you, I looked into that cat's eyes. I knew who that was. They walking up on you, animals. They flying up on you, wasps. You know what I mean? Listen, you think you're going to be able to stay in the house? It doesn't matter. They're coming to your door. We had so many niggas coming knocking. Niggas come with their cards, talking about they work on bugs around the house, or you see spiders or anything like that. I'm like, oh, what the hell? He's like, what do you think about it? I said, well, I think if we're in a community or in an environment where there are recluse spiders or whatever the hell you talking about, we might not supposed to be here if niggas getting bit and dying. I said, I know you want to like come and take care of the bugs, but they live here. You want me? What about the wasps? The wasps don't bother me, and this is their habitat. We built houses on top of their shit. The deer wasn't. They're not in my yard. The deer weren't in my yard. My home is in their habitat. Y'all ever heard it? Say it's not the deer crossing the road; it's the road crossing the forest. I could tell just by his look, and it was a white dude. He was confused, but he was interested in what I was saying, but he didn't have time enough to stay. But like, yeah, we might not supposed to be here in their habitat if people are. He told me somebody's dog got bit and the dog died. I was like, well, I don't think we're supposed to be here if that's happening. There may be places where human beings can go and they're not vicious attacker spiders saying, get the fuck on. And I said, I also don't feel like those spiders will just attack you for no reason. They won't attack you unprovoked. He said, you're right. He said, they only do that if you like get close to their nest and da-da-da. I was like, yeah. There's still an order of things. You with me? So pay attention to the signs. And you're in those testing times. The signs are testing you to see how much you've gathered from each of these walks. You with me? So be ready. Any other questions? I'm not sure why the bumblebees choose to die inside my home, though. That's an interesting thing you say, because sometimes lately, and my wife was just talking about this, certain big ass like beetles and stuff can come in the house and they'll die. They come in and die. So I don't know, man. You know, I have no idea what it means. Maybe you'll figure it out. Add me up. You told me to remind you. All right, I'll add you up. Don't they have a lifespan? Ooh. Yeah, I'm saying they come in and die. Like they come in and then they die. Yo,
You can hear
yeah,
me?
who this?
This is Armani.
What's good,
Pleasure to meet you, brother.
Armani?
What's going on, Omari? That's the right way. Omari,
What's going on, bro?
man, I've been seeing your shit like for not the longest time, but it's like I can't even put like a time limit on it. But it's like it's one of those things like it's growing on me. Like it could have been on me, but it's like it's one of those things that's like I'm just now like really sitting in and like for a long ass period of time in the lives, like I'll tune in, then I get to doing this or I get to doing that, you feel me? But it's like I'll really sit here and then I'll be like going through like shit in real life time and it stop me from listening, stop me from paying attention. And it's shit that's so close. So it hit
Mm-hmm.
different when it's like it's shit that's literally going against me that's supposed to be on my side. But it's like I'm literally sitting here listening. I'm not saying that to nobody, I'm sitting here
Mm-hmm.
listening, but it's like it's still
Mm-hmm.
shit coming. But it's like that ain't even what the hell. It's like you answered some like a lot of the questions. It's one of those things I'm learning, like shut up and then like somebody will answer your question. So it's like I had questions, but it's like you answered it, but at the same like it's one of those things like it's growing on me. Like it could have been on me, but it's like it's one of those things that's like I'm just now like really that ain't even what the hell. It's like you answered some like a lot of the questions. It's one of those things I'm learning like shut up and then like somebody will answer your question. So it's like I had questions, but it's like you answered it, but at the same time things come to clarity. I want to be clear, like you know, and it's not like I'm just finna hear this answer from you and then just like hippy dippy hop on board, but it's like a perspective that you could get from a certain energy is like it's one of those things like it could just sit like you know it may not just be something to just float right down to me, but it's like it's levels of like you know getting certain things from your perspective. I
I understand.
say
You're learning how to maintain your frame. You have a frame. You know what that means?
who I am. I
Your
no, I
stillness,
don't.
your structure. You're learning how to maintain. You know what you do? You journal?
Yeah, I got some books, but I
Okay.
haven't been lately.
You,
I ain't
you
gonna
need to
lie.
get back to your journaling. You need to get back to writing your thoughts down and even revisiting them, not just writing them down and letting them go on. Revisit your thoughts every now and again. You're learning structure, family. Nothing wrong with that. And the people that are around you testing you, or the things that are around you testing you, you say, oh, they not rocking with you, but they supposed to be. That ain't nothing but a part of the test, right? The light that you surround yourself, that green light right there, El Kidda, that's a light of stillness. Okay, it also has chaos to it though, because it has to go in and pick things out and purge you. All right, so it comes with an experience. It's not just a light bulb emitting some type of frequency. It comes with an experience. Some people telling me that, say, yo, man, as soon as I turned this green light on, people started coming out of nowhere, attacking me, da 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 da. Yeah, because you said you wanted to walk with that light, and you're gonna be tested on that. If you want it easy, go back to the regular lights, the red lights, the orange light, the yellow lights. But you said you wanted to walk with that light, so you'll be tested. What you're being tested on now, I'm hearing the word composure and I'm hearing composition. You got composition books?
Yeah, they're mainly composition
So
books I've been writing in.
there you go, your word. You have a composition test you're going through. It's about your composure. It's about what you're made of, your composition, and you have to start writing again so that that part of you that I don't know yet I'm aware of can speak to you. It'll speak when you pick up that pen and you write. You understand? as simple as that. I know you're looking for more, and that's the thing. You're looking for more, but there's something trying to speak to you, and you have the right to hear it.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like it's been so much like that. I feel like okay, like not even like fully backtrack, but just like I said, you answered stuff. You just like speaking on the thing of I'm gonna just put it like this, the chosen shit. And I was one of those people when I got my door opened up to certain knowledge. It's like, dang, I grew up a Christian all my life. Like, what the fuck? What is this? This and that and this. But it's like, I went to like 5 feet. I ain't go to 12 feet. I ain't go to like, you feel me? I didn't go deep down for real. But it's like, I was swimming. I was in the deep side or X, Y, and Z. But it's like, I didn't go deep enough to have a perspective of certain things. And when I say certain things, in a way, a question I have is, well, a statement in a way, whatever brings you closer to the Most High, like whatever it could be. Because like I used to be like, I grew up a Christian, Seventh Day Adventist, like learning. I didn't preach before people, all type of junk, you know. But it's like once I started learning stuff, and I had like a disconnect. It's like all this shit a lie. Like I felt like a rebellious teen. I hate you, mom. Like you feel me? I was on some, I hate to say it, fuck Jesus shit. Like you feel me? Cause I like it was just that. But it's like now it's like I'm learning if that's what bring you closer to the creator, if that's what like help you bring yourself to a higher vibration or like become a better person. Is like who am I to judge you, or like who am I to like look at you like you just wrong or you don't know this or you don't know that. So it's like a humbling thing where it's like, damn, I know this and I know that, but it's like, and you really
Boom,
don't know shit. You know you don't know
boom.
shit. My
Why?
bad.
Because people think they deep, and they say, I made it, like what you was talking about. They said they've been in the deep waters, and they went all the way down. So what you find at the bottom of the pool? The bottom of the
The
pool.
flow?
You
Yeah.
need to go swim down there to
Definitely.
find that out. You're going to come back
No,
up with nothing.
no.
Don't
Real.
miss that. That was a good one. All right. So a lot of
I
people
feel
think they
like that
deep, but you came back with nothing because you went deep.
that rabbit hole
The
shit
best thing that you
hit.
got was you didn't drown.
Ah, so does that connect to like being stuck in like a rabbit hole? Like how you could sit up here
Yeah.
and you got hella knowledge. Well, to my, you feel me? It's like we could just talk about some shit, but it's like at the end of the day, what does it
Yeah.
come down
Anybody
to?
saying let's go
Like, you
down a
know,
rabbit hole don't understand what they're saying. Well, first of all, we're not rabbits. The fuck are we doing in a rabbit hole? Second of all, there's nothing down there but darkness and shit. You know, the rats be shitting in there, the rabbits. Ain't nothing down there but feces and darkness. What's so deep about that? So the deep end depends on who you're talking to. You see what I'm saying? This is the deep thing. This is the deep end. That depends, because that ain't. Yeah, it's deep, but you deep in some shit now, and you can't even see. The whole purpose of Alice in the Wonderland is she wasn't supposed to fall her dumb ass down there. Then she had to fight to find her way back. And everything that she thought was reality and common sense, she had to rethink it and find nonsense or her nonsense or renounce sense or nine sense. Remember, she said she want a world where nonsense is the thing. You with what I'm
uh,
explaining to you? People get lost in that rabbit hole. I've been told people come up out of the rabbit hole, come up out of the darkness. I told that years ago. I wrote a book called Out of the Darkness. Said, time out for the rabbit hole. I think the main book that I talked about that was How to Love Again. Come up out of the rabbit hole. Don't get lost. You try to go so deep that you don't understand. When you get to the surface, you're not even able to understand what the surface is anymore. Or surface level
useless.
thinking starts to become foreign to you. And you come in with these so-called deep philosophical points, not understanding they don't apply to right now. That was somebody else's idea. A lot of y'all are living your life based off of somebody else's idea that you never even clarified for yourself. It's just an idea. You having ideas now. That's why I'm telling people all this, we was that. look at what we are now. And how about we find a civilization and activate it now? Let's be a culture now. Let's come up with one. Let's come up with something new. Let's do new things, because doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting exactly. But these people done went down a rabbit hole. They said, let's keep going down. And I said, what are you looking for? They're like, light. I said, something must be wrong with them. Because the further you go into the rabbit hole, the less light there is. The further you go into the water, the less light there is. So you gone on the journey into darkness, Alice in Wonderland. You left the garden where it was right there. You thought you knew better. You thought you was grown. You went out into the world, figured out it was more dark, but your pride won't let you come back up out of the rabbit hole. Your pride won't let you leave this hell that you've been in. That's why people get stuck in that loop.
When I had my door open, I was told it's like 3 things to it: being woke, being conscious and unconscious. And when you were saying the Alice in Wonderland thing, it's like that could be like the loop of being conscious and unconscious, like you knowingly doing things that you know is fucked up, but like your ass still doing that bit. But then like the third one would be enlightenment, to where it's like you walking in that light, or you walking in the way of, you know what you learned, like you know not to do this or do that, so you doing otherwise. You get what I'm saying? Or like you walking in the way that you speaking, and like you know.
Yeah.
So with some shit, I had like a side note when you're speaking of, we used to be this or we used to be that. But what the hell going on now? It's like I smell like an accountability thing. And I could even say that with myself, like that's the biggest thing. And when I say that, it's like I got 2 ways of this mind thing, of the way how I'm thinking of it. First, it's the mind piece that's thinking like, I want to know your response of, is it about whatever bringing you closer to the most high, whatever your most high could be? Like, because I'm learning, like, I don't want to judge at all. Like, you could be on an island and your God is a rock, but you could be like pure. Like, I don't want to be sitting here saying you wrong and this and that. So,
I don't know
you
what your walk is. What I would say is it will favor you to be more in control of what you do, and understand impulses, and understand how you'll feel a certain way in a moment, but you may not feel that way in the following moment. So to not make decisions based off of impulse, where you said I impulse. You don't want to be one pulse. You want to be the recurring thing, or the current. You want to be tapped into current, meaning right now, as opposed to the injection of a thought that operates around that now. And then you make a decision, and then you'll find yourself possibly in an unfavorable outcome. So your most high in that regard is you being able to function in your frontal lobe, access it consciously, as they call it, or consciously. You'll be able to access that frontal lobe or that prefrontal cortex to make decisions, as opposed to just going with whatever is moving or whatever you feel for a moment's blink. You'll be more proactive as opposed to reactive. You'll start responding more as opposed to reacting. You with me? That's most high. The highest form of you is the you that isn't impacted by other people's thoughts, or influenced by, or sickened by anybody else. You're able to look at everything centrally, bring it back to self, and say, what is it that I will to do? Not even want or desire. I will to do this thing. Because once you say will, you're lining yourself up to, one, will be able to steer, but you're also lining yourself up to take on that form of you. You're saying you will do a thing. I will to do this, saying I will do this. You with me? You start oversending the power of that frequency of that word alone. Will.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like you hit different when you said that, because it's different from saying I did this. Because at the end of the day, I could have been did some shit, but at the end of the day, it's like I'm in current time, I'm
Yeah.
in the present. So it's like I will. It's like, hey, take the trash out. Yes, ma'am, I will do it. Like you could be putting your shoes
Yeah.
on, like, but I'm just bringing it to my brain, like you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. With
The
overall, what
main
you
thing
saying,
is don't just make decisions off a whim. Don't just make this decision off a humble, or don't just make decisions because you feel a certain way. That's the main thing I'm saying. That's how you access, if not your most high, your higher you. Because you may not want to put most high on it, because then you might be limiting oneself. You put a ceiling right here. Oh, this is the highest I can go. The crown isn't even the highest you can go. You understand that? Because then the crown lets off an aura. The crown lets off a yield energetically. Your thoughts are detectable by machines like electroencephalograms. So if the EEG machine can detect your brain waves, what makes you think that brain waves aren't letting off their own electricity? And they are. Research it. So you may not want to put a ceiling on it. Everybody's trying to find the most high and get it. How about you don't know what it is, so enjoy the journey. And on that journey, you'll find favorable outcomes or unfavorable outcomes. And if you're wise and you don't enjoy unfavorable outcomes, you'll do what you can to make sure that your outcomes are favorable. So somebody talking shit to you, as opposed to falling off in their shit, how you probably used to years ago, now you just have to think about it. So I can't fall off in your shit right now. I'm going to walk off. Or somebody threaten you, and instead of handling that shit how you probably would have handled that shit some years ago, be like, you know what? Let me move another way because it's too many people looking up to me. Da 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 da. And my point is, everybody gonna go through those types of tests. You don't want to limit oneself, or maybe you do. So if you want to use Most High, just understand the power of that word. If you want to leave space or allow for space for you to grow eternally, except you don't know what the Most High is, and start pinpointing high points of self without just putting a cap of this is my most high self. Say this is your high
So
you. Your high you means living in Arabic. Your high you, living. Or your higher, right? Yahayu, living.
so
You want to be more like your living self or your Eve self, as opposed to your dead self or your zombie land self. Yeah, that's your high you. Why do you need the most high? You don't know what that is yet. People say this is it. And you're thinking that you know it, and you know you don't know it, or you're trying to confess that you know a thing you don't know, puts you in a situation where you up under belief, you can't be made free. The Most High is something that you're going to always be seeking in this form. So accept that as your journey. I'm always going to seek. Let's say you find the Most High. The Most High wound up being somebody named Anu, right? Okay, you found the
mhm.
Most High now. Now what are you going to do? Are you going to serve? Are you going to be in the Most High's army? Are you one of the prophets, messengers? Are you going to ask him for something? You're going to offer, what can you offer the Most High? Da, da, da. See what I'm saying? All of that is pushed up in the realm of what if, as opposed to what you can do, what is. So which one are you going to be? What if or what is? Which one you want? I want what is. The what if, I can't do nothing about that. You see what I'm saying? It's only what is. And what is opportunity. What is now. What is current. So right now you can decide, I'm going to access a higher me. And a higher you could be based upon your ability to make decisions that will lead you into favorable outcomes as opposed to unfavorable. You get what I'm saying? That's a higher version of you.
I ain't gonna lie.
Don't lie.
I gotta acknowledge spirit. Like I don't know who exactly, but spirit running through you, and it's really hitting me because it's like I was speaking on this like the past in a way 24 hours. Like I don't want to be the bigger person. I just want to be my higher self. And I'm talking to McQueen. I was explaining my
Your
like
spirit
perspective of it.
is your spirit.
Basically,
Your
like
spirit is moving through me. You came to talk to me
I
tone to
don't want
tone.
to
This
be
is why a lot of
sitting
people don't want
here.
to do it. As soon as you step, man, please, I could tell you so much about you, you think I knew you, because I do. But I don't know you. I'm aware of you though.
But you know me.
Okay. And why am I aware of you? Because right now you tone to tone with me. There's so much that your voice says about you that it'll probably blow your mind. There's so much that your voice says about your experiences and the things that you're into, things you don't like, behavior, all of that. I can see all of it. So my thing is your spirit moving through. Your spirit saying, yo, tell him this so I can be better. Or tell him this so I can access this. Because he look up to you, so give him this. So, and then I tell you, like I tell everybody else who's dealing with that, I can sit here and talk and make all the sense in the world that I can, and I can. You still have to apply it. You still have to really listen and look at those reflections of people around you and see where you may be lacking at. And don't take offense to just people not resonating with you or vibrating with you all the time. Don't take offense to that. It might have something to do with you being off.
I'm not even gonna lie. The fact that you even said that, I don't even mind saying. I real deal was viewing your shit because I followed you like a minute ago. Matter be tuned in and shit, but it's like it was something like overall that shit was me, man. Like you feel me? At the end of the day, because I was feeling like this before. I ain't feeling like that bit now, but it's like I wasn't tuned up enough to hear your like to listen to your shit. Cause I played it but it's like I wasn't genuinely like tuned in like for real, for real. But it's like your ass on my algorithm now. Like I got my algorithm a certain way to where it's like I play certain music. I didn't put your ass in that bit the other night. Boy, when I say I'm jamming your shit straight, like I looked at a song like, nah. But it's like just to let it go, and it's like it's not me just straight listening. It's the frequency overall, whether it be the beat, your voice, whatever the fuck you saying is like it's subconsciously picking up in the back of my like picking up in me. But it's like I'm just like sitting there vibing in it. Like you feel me? Like the frequency is just honing down on me. Like, come on, motherfucker. I'm saying some shit, and it's like I feel so played. I feel green as fuck. Not no green light shit, but you actually I do feel green light right now, cause I should have been seen, but it's not should have been, cause it happened for a certain reason. And I feel like if I would have been seen, I wouldn't be talking to you now and shit. So it's like I don't know. Well, I know, but it's like
I get what you mean. A lot of people go through that. Whatever it is, it don't even have to just be me. When people find out the truth about a thing, they're like, man, how come I couldn't see this so far, or how come I couldn't see this before? I understand that. So now, what are you gonna do now that you got it? Because I can't do it for you. Now you got to
and
do it.
that's the
Make sure
thing.
you're doing right by people around you, though. I'm hearing to say that again. Okay, the women in your life, make sure you're being kinder to them. What are you waiting on?
No, I'm listening.
That was it.
No, no,
That was
no.
it.
That's Big Bruh saying some shit. You feel me? It's on a certain frequency,
Mm-hmm.
but it's one of those things like I could sit up here and be trying to say some shit or like quote unquote plead my case, but it ain't about that. It's not about me trying to say some shit to try to plead my half on being a better person or this and that, because that would be the perspective if I say some shit. It's one of those things like you being told some shit, so acknowledge it, like So that way I ain't say nothing. I ain't know if you was gonna say some shit else, but it's one of those things just to respect. Like I could have a certain perspective to where it's like I'm not doing this or not doing that, but it's like I'm not being my higher self. Period, bitch. So it's like even when you say that, I may not feel like I'm just being fucked up, but overall it's like hey, what's understood don't got to be a slang. Overstood, like I ain't trying to say too much on this, bitch. I mean, I don't have no problem because I ain't got nothing to hide. I ain't just a terrible ad person, but you definitely right. I can have a perspective of trying to figure out some shit within myself so I could have a disregard for certain things, but at the same time, it's like I know if I don't regard certain things, it's not gonna be regarded. But it's like I'll fight with myself, like, oh, if you don't care about this or if you don't care about that, you don't feel no type of way. But it's like, shit, I need to be doing this or doing that. So even when you say that, it's just one of those confirmation things. That's why I ain't really say nothing. Because I feel like it's one of those confirmation things to fully get on my shit. Because I could feel like I'm on my shit, man. But, hey, when it come down to a certain point, if a message comes through, I can't do nothing but accept it. Like, I can't do nothing but accept it. Ain't say nothing to that. But correct it. Mm.
Okay.
Damn, I know I said a lot. My
You didn't
apologies.
say, listen, I told you what's going on. So you need to be kinder to the women that's in your life. Take more consideration of them, especially when you start walking into this. You need to pay attention to the reflections that they are. You need to pay attention to the light that they're giving off. And you need to pay attention to how you speak to them and all of that. Be more mindful of that. All right?
For sure,
For
sure.
sure. And keep winning. You're growing. That's a win. Study. Do right by people. That's a win. You want to help? You want to help this movement? You want to help not just this movement. You want to help what we're doing, this mission? Start by being kinder to people. The reason why I'm telling you to be kinder, because I hear you asking, is because you're more of a standoffish person. Yet you got so much light that people are not able to benefit from because you're holding it. And you got so many sisters. I can see, I can't tell you her name. But there's sisters that just want you to talk to them more and you just won't. They don't know how to say it. You got a lot of light in you. And because of how reserved you are, introverted to a degree, uh, just people don't, but they want to because they see it. And you make a lot of people laugh and they're excited about when you show up. But then there's awkwardness. And one of the main reasons for the awkwardness lately is because you're finding something. So you're busy and you're locked in on it. And people are like, yo, you don't have time for me anymore. Da, 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 da. I understand it, especially family, when you start locking in on things like this. So you have the responsibility to make time for them. Mm-hmm.
Balance. Full balance. Not
Yeah.
may not be a full balance 'cause I'm still fine and learning it, but
We all are.
he ain't saying nothing.
We all are. You how as far advanced as you think I am, yeah, thousands of light years more advancements that I would be able to make while I'm here. It's we're all on that walk, just in different corners or different parts of that center. You see what I'm saying? As we go up the mountain, if you can imagine the mountain being the central area and the center of the mountain or the peak of the mountain being the center or the peak of that central area, we all in different parts or on different parts on the walk going up that mountain.
I just thought about a pyramid. I
Yep, it
don't
is a
know why.
pyramid. The mountain is a pyramid. That's why.
You feel me? Like,
So different people on different parts of it, and yeah, we all finding balance, bro. Everybody got anything they working through. So just know you're not alone in that. You got family in that, and I'm getting there's something else. It's something you got. You need like okay. I used to teach the pharaohs in my high school. I had something called Pharaoh Clan Records. No, it wasn't even records. It was just Pharaoh Clan. And Pharaoh Clan was an organization that was mostly focused on the brothers. I used to tell them, I say, yo, you know, we're validated through other people's eyes, whether we like it or not. You need to talk to more people.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm kind of shadow banned. I be on Monkey. I went from Ubo. I went from different apps. Like ever
I'm
since
not talking about on
my
social
doors first
media.
started getting open. No, shit. Whoever I talk to on a daily, but it's like I don't be liking the force shit. Cause I be realizing like people don't be on a certain time, and it's like I it be something that make me feel weird when I get to talking about
That's a
certain
good thing.
things. Cause
That
like
mean that's
okay,
a good thing.
we
That means you're
talking and
being
shit,
tested.
but it's
That's a
like
good
you're
thing.
not on that
That's
type
a
shit.
good thing. If it feels weird for you to talk to them about, that's a good thing. Because now you have to figure out. Oh, you thought it was gonna be easy. Now you have to figure out how to package it in such a way that they're interested in it. Welcome to my world. But you still have to talk. You still have to communicate with them because they'll show you how ready you are. They'll show you how advanced you've become. They'll provide for you proof, evidence of your growth. Sometimes you need someone to push that image to you from themselves. So you need to talk to more people. Where are the sisters at in your life?
I ain't gonna lie, they locked in on their own thing because they got whatever going on, and they look at me as little bro. I got one sister who like actually talked
No,
to me
not
and
biological
you know,
sisters. The
oh,
women in your life.
overall again, they doing their own thing. Like
You don't
they'll
have no you
speak
don't have no
here and
mate.
there, but um, I do,
She
and
does she live with you?
Shawty, she been thinking the stuff I've been talking about for like the past 4 or 5 years is just me being crazy or lies. Apparently, like I ended up figuring that out, but it's like at the same time I could have played myself knowingly. Like I could have set myself up for the I I backdoored myself in a way. I
Do she
could have,
live with
but
you?
at the same time, it's like, yeah,
Okay. What's her name?
Sequoia. I thought you was finna say it.
No, I don't know her name.
I no, I heard it, so I thought you was
Nope.
finna.
I ain't gonna sit here and play you.
You
Yeah,
been hitting points.
but I'm not gonna sit here and play like I know something I
Not
don't know. I didn't hear her name.
for sure, for sure.
Okay. Because it's getting too close to that, what I'll tell you is remember what I said. Remember what I said. Because sometimes it's more subtle than what you think. Just remember what I said. Brother to brother, especially when you locking in with things like don't forget the sister. That message ain't just for you. That message is for some brothers on here. Don't forget the sister that you are aligned with, because that may ultimately be something that's able to push you over where you think you are, just you being in alignment with the sister. That's why it's good to have positive feminine energy around you. And you don't want to be moving in such a way that that energy is not able to be positive or remain positive. And yes, you will be responsible for whatever is moving around in your ship.
You fucking lie.
All right?
I feel real deal.
For sure. I'm
Real.
proud of you.
I'm proud of you too. I feel like at the end of the day, it ain't nothing but a reflection once it's on a certain vibration. You can sit here and say, hey, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, Mo. And like, I
I
love
love you
you. I
too.
love you, Mo, man. You know? but but I see, like, I ain't trying to hold up all the time, but something hit the other night when you were speaking about certain things, and I feel like I'm seeing stuff in a way, like, or I'm acknowledging certain things. Because it went from looking at the white people as the problem to, nah, it's the nigga that look like you as the problem. Not saying none of them people could be a factor, white, black, this or that, whatever the freak. But just
You the
overall, it could
problem.
be yourself,
There you
right?
go. There you go. You the problem,
So
and you're also the
when I
what?
say that,
If you the problem, what else do you need to be?
the
The
solution.
solution.
So when I say that, it's like for the longest, like I wasn't wasn't no just straight young nigga, I ain't gonna lie. I was cool, I was smooth, I was just chilling. But then it's like I felt like I wanted to be a young nigga, do this and do that, just bullshit in a way. To freaking try to be a music artist or whatever freak. I want or trying to get money and trying to do this or trying to do that. But it's like my whole point saying that is like I was thinking like I want a community, I want to bring everybody together, this and that. And it's like I genuinely feel that way. But it comes to a point where it's like folks be having to want to do it. And when I say that, it's like people could look at certain people as a leader and be following them doing this and doing that. But then imagine if that leader get taken away, then what people doing? Like it's like going up a roller coaster and then it's like you finna reach the top. But then it's like motherfuckers just fall back down type shit. You know? I don't I don't know if what I'm saying makes
Because
sense, but it's
they
like
didn't develop their own wings. They were holding on to the ankles of the one who had them.
so when I say that, how it I don't even know. I'ma still ask it because I care enough to want to. But it's like, how's we finna run freaking get on a certain vibration and be able to come together? I know
How are
everybody
you
gonna
going to
always
do it?
be different in their own way. Oh shoot, I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to work up
Boom.
a little master plan, man, to
So
run a
before you start asking
corporation.
how everybody gonna come together, when you gonna come together? When you gonna get it together?
You ain't motherfucking
Boom.
lying. I ain't saying it like that. But I put it like this. If I know I want to do this and do that, should I just be trying to focus in and lock in and do what the fuck I need to be doing and then everybody else gonna end up coming on the ride? It's like being
I
on the
can't
train.
tell you what you're
First motherfucker
supposed
on
to
the
be
train.
doing. I can only give you keys and formulas. You gonna make the decision because you might be a teacher. You might surpass me. I can't put you on a pathway that doesn't serve you. I'm already giving you the formulas. You have to apply them. Whether or not you're gonna lock in and focus or help everybody else, that's based on your life. You know your life more than I do, and you know you more than I do. Meaning you know what you do more than I do. Okay? I can be aware of certain things by interfacing with you. Ultimately, the decision maker is whom when it comes to this. That guy
This
right
guy right
there.
here. For shit show. Hell yeah. Nah, it's one of those things. The class may be like, that's a dumbass question. But the teacher, hey, I'ma still answer that
I didn't.
motherfucker.
I didn't think none
You
of.
answered it
Yeah,
probably,
I
but
didn't think nothing like that. What I see is if you hear me, it's not gonna take long for things to start shifting around you in ways you didn't even think. If you hear me, yo, I tell this to everybody. You got to be able to apply what I'm saying. And if it comes through for you, I'm not telling anybody anything wrong. I know that. If it comes through for you, for one, there's got to be a reason why you spoke to me. For two, apply what I'm saying. This for you is gonna help you. You don't want to fall up under somebody. That's not who you are. You don't want to be running behind somebody. That's not who you are. Anybody or anything you aligning with on this mission for you back home, you need to be able to see them next to you. You're walking with them. Don't follow anybody. And don't get too caught up in light shows, right? You need to make sure that your light shows. The rest of the stuff, that should be illusion. And I'm telling you that. A lot of people, it's illusions. You need to bring it right to the center of you. Everything you do from then on, it ain't gonna be no worry about whether or not people are affected by it. They're gonna see the light. It's gonna happen. You just gotta make sure the light is true. Because people will be affected by bad light and good light. As you can see out here, people are inspired by demons. They want to be like them. And then people are inspired by those who are not demonic. Now, there are more out here inspired by demons because this realm is set up in such a way that it helps the demons get out more to be those people's idols. And then the few inspire the ones who don't want to align with that realm of illusion. They really want to find the truth. You see what I'm saying? So that might be a
definitely.
challenge for you. You got to get in your seat And you have to get in your proper seat on your throne. And that throne says, I ain't finna follow nobody. I'm about to make sure I know what I'm doing, what I got going on, figure it out, and I'm going to shine. You can't do push-ups for another man. You know that, right? You can motivate him every day. You can't do his push. I just did 130 today. I was supposed to do 90. I got up, I did my 30. I came downstairs, and I didn't get up till I finished 130. I did 100 more than what I originally set out to do in the beginning of the day. You couldn't do that. You can't do those for me, and I can't do yours. You have to work on your being. Physically, all of that. Work on your being. Chisel away the old pieces that aren't becoming of the masterpiece that you're searching for. And how do you be the masterpiece? You have the masterpiece. And that comes from safety and security. Salam. You understand? And you get that from working on oneself. And that's for everybody. People think working on
I'm not
yourself is
tripping.
easy. It ain't easy. Because,
Oh nah.
but you got to be
You
a
done told me.
special type of
And
fool to try to ignore the only voice you're going to hear forever.
mm,
That's a special type of special. All right, but I'm about to get up out of here.
I appreciate the time, brother. I appreciate the talk.
Yeah,
I
sure,
ain't
bro. I
gonna
love
lie.
you, bro.
Love you more, bit, bro.
All right.
We're gonna tap in for real, for real.
All right. All right, fam. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I'm about to go ahead and get me some rest. It was an impactful day. I'll talk down. It's truly wonderful. I do Tasha, divine love.